Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 up here to the northeast section of the map, ending with Team 2 in the southwest. Starting off with the westernmost player of Team 1, it is Son of Ibis going first, land as an UEF. He is a 1500 rated player, and he is the highest rated player on Team 1, or at least tied for highest rated player for Team 1. To his east, the player he is tied with for highest rating, it is Signal Runner going first land as a Cybern. He is in Tropical Ocean Blue, and he is a 1500. In forest green in his southeast, we have War Machine 1 going first land as a UEF, a man after my heart with the faction and the color scheme, and it looks like he might be going for a second air build, possibly. I'll have to check out as time goes on. In the east here, we have Rye Guys going first land as another UEF here for his team. He is in Batman Gray, and he is a 1200. War Machine is also a 1200. And last but not least, in the rear guard edge slot here for Team 1, we have Zelda Fanboy going first there as a Cybern. He is in Barbie Pink, and he is a 1400. So for Team 1 side of things, they have only UEF and Cybern players here. 3 UEF, 2 Cybern. In the south, opposite of Son of Ibis, we have the player of Nomander, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall at 2100. He is going first land, second air as a Cybern. He is in glow in the dark green. To his west, in orange, the color orange, we have the player of Desert Wolf 216 going first land as the first different faction. I have mentioned he is an Aeon. He is a 1300, and again, he is Desert Wolf 216. To his north, matching the color scheme somewhat of the map, we have Book of Guns. Last game I casted him, I said Box of Guns. He is Book of Guns. Thank you to that commenter for correcting me. He is going first land as a UEF in Ruby Red. He is a 1200. Probably going second land, maybe second air. We'll have to check back up on that. Let's go take a look at the player already on the move. One Big Andy. He is in lightish red pink. He's going as a UEF. He's a 1300, and he's going first air. And last but not least, for Team 2 on the western side, again, still matching that color scheme of the map, we have Maz D going first land as a UEF. He's in Chevy Crimson, and he is a 900, the lowest rated player in the game. For Team 2's faction makeup, we have 3 UEF, 1 Cybern, and 1 Aeon. No Seraphim at all in this game. Apologies to those who love our visitors from another world. Well, I guess in this war, in the lore, there's a lot of people that are from a lot of different worlds. So, the visitors from a portal. I can't even say that. I don't know. However, we want to determine the Seraphim tagline. Like Cybern have the spiky space socialist. In terms of reclaim, still currently on the map, we have 14,860, probably about 15,000 even. That's 1.5k mass per player. A decent chunk of mass for our players to scoop up. And let's take a look at early plays here in this game. Let's see, we have 5 comms have left their main bases here for Team 2. In terms of that, for Team 1, 4, maybe 4 of the 5 are starting to leave. This one has not. Zelda staying in his main base to build up his eco and his production facilities. There are a lot of mass points on this map. There is a decent amount of Trimex formations. There's also just a lot of singles just spread around the map, so a lot of mass for players to scoop up. I'd say probably this set of mass will definitely be fought over between the teams. There'll probably be kind of a front line probably here and here. I feel like they'd be a lot easier to control. But, of course, the players determine the front lines, not the caster. We do have a tiny bit of water on this map on the edges and a tiny little bit in the middle. A couple of ponds and a bigger pond with a couple of hydrocarbons on either side of that. And again, we see the comms are moving southward and northward to meet in the middle on this western side of the pond. On the eastern side, looks like it'll be kind of a 1v1 here. Looks like Rye Guys will take on Nomander himself. There is a drop here from the airplane of One Big Andy to the southeast section of the map. Getting a nice facility online. Does get spot. Well, Does get spotted by Team 1, so they'll know about that, but he's going for a nice build, going for a lot of land facilities to establish his presence and secure it, and also to ward off, of course, any bombers that end up deciding to come down there. Gun damage range starting here for War Machine, pretty far back, but, you know, he wants to be safe just in case there's some sort of big push. There's a decent amount of units here from Team 2's player of Book of Guns. I have to make sure I actually say his name right. There are a couple of T1 hunters here that get eradicated by those strikers. So those are the first casualties of the game by looks of things. We have a couple of moles to the west for nice scouting options here for Signal Runner as well. Does look like there's some pings going down. Don't know what that's about. Maybe talking about some scouting. No idea. We have the comm of Mazdi to the west side of the map. Have to watch out for him, of course, because he is past the 50% mark in terms of the horizontal line across the map. Very similar to what Guys is doing. We'll have to watch both of those guys as time goes on. Being very far forward in this game can be a good and bad thing, depending on what the enemy decides to do. In terms of mass per second here so far, we have Team 1 leading at a little bit over 200, 210 versus 190 for Team 2. So about 20 mass per second. And about 1,000 mass more accumulated here, actually for Team 1 versus for Team 2 versus Team 1. We have again comm starting to group here on that western side of that pond. The comm of War Machine will finish, and then maybe he'll go to the east would be my guess. There is some sort of bleeding here to the eastern side here for Nomander. That'll be nice for him to go for some early harass. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 mexes unguarded at least that are not nearby any sort of supply lines. There is a nice facility starting to be established here for Guys. He needs to start pumping out units and start closing that gap. And that's the hard part of the early game, is establishing a front line and making sure there are no holes for enemies to puncture on through. And again, same thing on the eastern side. We see a nice hole that Book of Guns will keep exploiting. You should just change his names to Box of Guns so I get it right every single time. Book of Guns, you need to change your name. That's so the caster here. We have strikers going after strikers here. UEF on UEF Carnage here. A PD has been established. We'll be able to help defend that quad land facility. Be able to shoo this away. We do have, of course, Son of Ibis has taken the entire northwest section of the map. So again, we don't see any sort of sharing going on for Team 1. Some sort of sharing for Team 2. That will definitely bolster the construction of the T3 air facility here for Team 2's airplay of One Big Andy. And it does look like both players are, somewhat on their way to T3, but this one here of Zelda Fanboy really trying to speed run that T3 air facility at almost 8 minutes. It's over half done upgrading. We still have, of course, One Big Andy going for his T2 Mexes. T2 PGens, but 65%. We'll see it probably before 9 minutes. Would be very quick. Probably we see a couple of early strat bombers, which Team 2 cannot respond to. Be a nice early aggression. Of course, we have Guys has fallen back a little bit. Some units have been able to cover his escape. Bomber over the top. T2 land has already been established by Nomander here in the east. And, of course, those front lines are starting to establish. It does favor Team 2 ever so slightly. We see, of course, the comm of Mazdi in the west constantly pushing that western edge, trying to force Son of Ibis to keep pushing westward, allowing some sort of gap to form eventually here on this midwest side of things. Of course, there are 2 comms on the western side for Team 1. There are 2 comms on the western side for Team 2. And there are 1 of each on the eastern side. But Nomander deciding to stay back, not wanting to throw his comm very far forward. Very interesting. Doesn't want to risk being rat sniped or sniped in general. Gun range going on the way for Desert Wolf. He is Aeon. He's going to get that Aeon sniper comm here sooner than later. Signal Runner has T2. Doesn't have gun, which is kind of surprising for a Cybran player. But we have floaty, naughty here for Desert Wolf. He's going to try to intercept the comm of Signal Runner and get an early kill. T3 air should already be established. It is. PGen is started. I wouldn't be surprised to see again that strap bomber built. T2 air hasn't even, T3 upgrade from T2 has not even been started yet. So Team 2's One Big Andy is slightly behind in that upgrade process. Will be a nice boon to Team 1 if they can use it properly, of course. War Machine is nowhere nearby. He can probably bap away a lot of these, not bap, blap, B-L-A-P. Yeah, I think that's how you spell it. all these Aurora. There's a couple of spirits for scouting. Of course, love the mix of units, and Signal Runner is starting to retreat. T2 Cerberus and T1 PD trying to cover the units that have come in to combine with the forces for Desert Wolf. The comm of War Machine moves to intercept. Looks like the Aurora are going to try to sidestep, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. They are going to engage. War Machine takes a nice shot and goes. That's a lot of Aurora. Can actually one-shot all of them, so that will be nice here for him. These Aurora will be forced to retreat. They cannot face a comm of that magnitude and firepower. And in the east, there are some puncturing attacks here in the east by Riot Guys. In the west, same kind of thing for Maz D. He is getting a gun upgrade very far forward with no support. Does have some units nearby, but it is kind of a risky play. And doesn't want to lose that mass and energy thrown for that upgrade. Doesn't look like there's any sort of bombers on station as of yet. Oh, nope. It is going to go for spy plane and bomber. So there it is. The order has been given. And T2 still on the cards here for Zelda. Not Zelda, for One Big Andy. Kind of needs to get that upgrade faster than later. T3 land has been completed before T3 air. Very surprising here. But at ES 2100, he is no Mander. So he's a little bit more experienced than obviously some of our other players in this game. There is a decent gapping in rating between 900 and 2100, which of course is why no Mander has the lowest rate player on his team. Will that work? Will it not work? We'll have to see as time goes on. The law of averages for Team 1 versus the the very two extremes for Team 2. We do see a large facility starting to be established and a decent amount of units here for box. Gosh dang it. Book of guns. Now I'm combining book and box. Anyway, we are having a nice kind of move here, sort of here for Son of Ibis. Unfortunately, it's going to be a pincer maneuver by the players of Book of Guns and Mazdi's forces, and this is just going to be a slaughter here, unfortunately, here for Team 1, Son of Ibis. Well, hopefully they'll be able to recover. It does provide a nice window of opportunity for Mazdi to get some sort of movement here to the east. There is a bomber on station, but one bomber isn't going to do a whole lot, unfortunately, here. We should see that strat bomber here pretty soon. Over the top here. There it is. And what is its target? We have an ASF supporting that bomber. Let's see where it ends up going. T3 will be noticed. Takes out a T2 Mechs. Love to see it just being shot out of its chute. Doesn't even divert any attention away. It's going straight for whatever's down south. And there goes. The order has been given for go for T2 PGen. There is a couple of AA being built. Not a lot going to be able to do with that sort of firepower. There it goes. Takes out most of that AA as well. Definitely unfortunate here for Team 2's One Big Andy. And that bomber does come off screen just for a brief second. And to go for what else? Let's see. T2 Mexes are being ringed as we speak. Upgrade to T3 has been started. And it's actually just going to fly away and try to go after this grouping of T2 Mexes here to the east. We do have AA being spammed up by Desert Wolf. Bomb does drop. Doesn't do much damage. Takes out one mass storage, but nah, it's fine. He says no matter. He needs energy. And that bomber is coming inbound. Going to take out a couple of more T2 Mexes. Actually takes out only one of them. The other one does not get hit, unfortunately, here. It does have a decent amount of damage done. Taking out the P-Gen's very vital. Of course, you need a lot of energy to upgrade. You can see he is a negative. He cannot continue that upgrade, at least at some sort of decent speed. P-Gen is being established. We'll slow him down. We'll give Team 1 a slight advantage in air for now. But we'll see as time goes on if that was really worth it. The bomber does come back, though, and going after more T2 P-Gens. Oh, nice grab there. The shield was offline. The bomber does eventually go down. Does he get one more bomb off? No, he does not. ASFs will be shot out of the sky by T1 AA. But I feel like with the amount of carnage that was done, 700 mass, 1300 mass. Well, this one's already been fixed, but let's see. It was definitely worth the cost here for Team 1's Zelda fanboy. In the middle, while we were distracted with that air pursuit, we have a drop coming out here from Team 1's War Machine, dropping off T2 Engineers. That's kind of an interesting play. Don't know why they're going straight into the base. One transport does not make it, unfortunately, here. And they have their Sparkies with a parashield. And they're going to start spamming up P1 PD to try to protect themselves. Very interesting play. I don't really see Sparkies use that much. But, of course, they are useful. There is a Skyboxer in there as well. It looks like most of the main units were able to establish themselves. And Team 2 Sparkies are doing a decent job against Team 1 units. So PEs are being spammed up as quickly as possible to try to take out these facilities. They are pumping out strikers, I would assume, as fast as possible. I would like them to see probably do mech marines or something very quick. There is a couple of fire beetles on the way. Oh, there goes. Takes out a couple of units there. Oh, the parachute's the only thing left standing. T2 Triad is online, and the rest of the units will come in and deal with that push. But that was such a good attempt here by War Machine to try to reduce the outlying facility here for the air player of One Big Andy. We are at the 15-minute stage in this game. Team 1 and Team 2 has essentially established their front lines. Team 1 getting a little bit on the lesser percentage side of map control, but a large push to the west here by combined forces of Moss D and by Book of Guns. See, I'm still going to say it. It's stuck in my head. I don't know if I'll be able to get out of my head, unfortunately. T2 Parashields trying to hold off and use their 3,000 additional hit points, but Moss D is on the front lines. Strat Bomber will be very nice right now, or some Januses, or something to deal with this push in the west. Team 1 needs some sort of response. Of course, they are just pumping out ASFs and whatnot to fend off the incoming raid that will eventually occur by One Big Andy, because he wants some of that glory back, because he lost some of it. It took a while to get that upgrade. He should be at T3 at this point, but some units, Pillars and Shield, just are not being stopped here by Team 1's Son of Ibis, and it does look like Team 2. Look at this. Team 2 almost has the entire western edge of the map under their control under 20 minutes in this game. Not kind of rare, but it is kind of interesting that they have been able to establish that sort of positioning, considering, we do have essentially a 1,500 versus a 900, but he could be focused on the middle, which it looks like he is, fighting off, it's essentially one player versus two. He does have some assistance here from Signal Runner, but he's holed up in this position. They have both established themselves around a tiny, tiny, tiny little pond, tiny, tiny little a puddle. It's more of a puddle. But fire-basing wars are starting here between both of our teams. We do have the bulk of that coming out from Book of Guns. But we are seeing a push here to the east by Desert Wolf 216. We have War Machine, doesn't have any sort of facility online, unfortunately. He is UEF. He should be, grabbing these mexes, building some shields around them, starting to establish himself. The bunch of spam that was brought to deal with that drop earlier is now being thrown northward. And look at this. Team 2 essentially has established themselves very well here on this western edge of the map. Will they overextend themselves? Will it cause the death of a comm? Well, you're just going to have to keep watching to find out. Tactical missile on the front lines, under shield coverage, to be fair. And he's going to start going for that long-range UEF comm nastiness. He probably won't go for Billy Nuke now. He'll probably wait 10 or so minutes to go for Billy Nuke, but then we'll have to see as time goes on. Missiles versus missiles here. There should be TMD on both sides of things. I don't even see any TMD. Let's see. No, I don't see any. Kind of interesting to not see any TMD. Definitely not disappointed, but should have, thought of, oh, if I'm firing missiles at them, they're probably going to fire missiles back at me. Probably should think about that. But look at this whole western side. There's really nothing to defend it. Most of these units have been dealt with. There are pillars on station to deal with this bleeding, but lots of damage has been done. Infrastructure is down. Mexes are down. It's just not going good here for Team 1 on that northwest corner. And Team 2's Desert Wolf has pushed past the 50% mark, at least in terms of the horizontal line, is going to start attacking. It looks like War Machine's front line. His comm is nowhere to be seen. It's back in his main base. He has T3 online. He has a couple of pillars underneath shield coverage, but and is building a Ravager behind those. But those, I think there's some Obsidians in that mix. Blazes, a couple of Obsidians, a couple of Asylums, and a couple of missile launchers as well. So nice mix of units here for Desert Wolf in the middle of the map at 18.5 minutes. Look at the rear guard air slot here for both of our teams. We have one facility online. Looks like a air grid is going to be started in the southwest corner of the map. Take a look at the northeast. The air grid starting to look nice and plump here for Zelda Fanboy. Wants to pump out as many ASF and units as he can. But units do engage the middle of the map, and it does look like War Machine is forced to throw them forward. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the numbers. Incoming assistance here from the west from Signal Runner to assist. He doesn't want enemy forces controlling such a large section of that front line, having a nice little, let's see, nubbin or whatever you want to call it. But units coming in from Team 2's Nomander will definitely be able to, you know, bap away anything else, or blap away. I keep saying it wrong for some reason. And these T2 units are no match for T3 Loyalists, and I wouldn't be surprised to see bricks on station here pretty soon, coming out from Nomander here at 20 minutes almost in this game. Again, it does look like a lot of forces from Team 2 are starting to go on the eastern side. They see that the eastern side is weaker, and so they're diverting all of their attention there. Tactical missile is almost done on the western side. Team 1 is bleeding everywhere, and now those units split off. One of them going west, one of them going east. Team 1 does not know how to deal with all of these units. They have some Corsairs on station from their air player here from Zelda Fanboy to help assist. You've got to target the AA first. You don't want to have to build more and more units to deal with this push. A couple of Loyalists are on station here for Signal Runner to assist, but these Asylums do take a chunky amount of damage to be able to kill off. And it does look like Nomander will be satisfied with what he's grabbed and what he's held so far, and just sit and wait. But there is a counter push to the east by Right Guys. This position to the east has really nothing except for this T1 spam, and it does look like maybe he'll go westward with it. There is a couple of Loyalists. Those are a lot of pillars though. I would prefer Ilshi's in this mix if he was a Seraphim player, but of course there is no Seraphim tech on the field at all by either team, so Ilshi's are not an issue here in this game. So the only T2.5 unit in this game is of course the Asylum. Of course, so we have gunships being established. We have a secondary air player of Nomander. He's decided that he has enough gains in the ground game and has decided to go for air to assist this team, and that push outbound here from Book of Guns has done a serious number. It's going to just constantly threaten Team 1's now main bases, and we have a push here. That push we saw a lot earlier from Desert Wolf, and being able to get in, take out, look like T2 PGen. There are some bricks and assistance over here, so that tech does not really go very far, but it did get to the main base. That should be very distressing here for Son of Ibis. He needs to shore up the eastern side. They're really suffering here. Team 2 is winning the mass game by almost 70 at 90 mass per second. Those units inbound here from Right Guys are taking out a decent amount of mass points. Slow the ego form. Nope, eco, not ego, with a C. But it will eventually stop here. This huge push here has essentially left the middle open though, so if Team 1, Son of Ibis, or the forces still in this base here for Signal Runner want to push, they can. Signal Runner is looking down the barrel of a very big T2 gun. And he has a couple of Cerberus, but we know what Cerberus are good for, not really much. They're focusing on the parashields first. Very interesting point, taking out the additional hit points. Probably the better move, to be fair. Don't want those regenning and coming back online. We have a couple of Loyalists in the mix. The T2 units are in range of the Cerberus, and the Mongies are actually pretty far forward. Of course, they have grenade launchers on their left arms as well, so you got to watch out for a little AoE explosions there. Signal Runner has stealth, and T2 doesn't have gun. Gun would be much more effective in this mix, of course, but will be grateful for the additional hit points. So, you know, it's a whole survivability versus damage sort of thing. The missiles are called back to deal with this push. Most of it has petered out, of course, but it just goes to show that he is weak here in the middle. We have T2 Renegades on station from Nomander targeting AA. I think they're going to go for an assassination play here at 22, or it's actually 23 minutes in this game. Pings do go down, say, hey, Signal Runner is right there. ASF are immediately called to deal with that, and that is going to be not really a successful attack for the most part. It, again, just goes to show how weak they are on that eastern side, and wall sections are started, but there's now a push on the far east side. Stop, says Nomander. Stop pumping out units. He wants more ASF on the field, and I don't blame him there. Please, if you haven't done so already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments down below who do you think is going to currently win. And, of course, in terms of ecos, Team 2 is at 900. Team 1 is at 730, so over 100 mass, almost 200 mass here for Team 2. So let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win. Share this video with your dog, your cat, your giraffe, your horse, your gerbil, whatever animal you may love, hate, have a friend of me with. Please share it with every single living creature you encounter. We saw a teleporter started here in the rear by the air player of Zelda Fanboy. He has laser too. That is a very early telemaser comm. In terms of can he afford it? Not for the mass, but the energy he can afford it, which is, you know, usually is the harder thing to afford, especially this early on. But it has been stopped though. That he's focusing on mass, which is actually probably the better way to go. They can, you know, build that upgrade a lot quicker. Of course, we still have the comm of Mazd in the western side of the map. He's going underground, or in this case, underwater. There's a couple of Titans running around that western side, trying to deal with probing attacks by Son of Ibis. But Team 2 has done a serious number on Team 1's front line, forced a lot of comms to either retreat or rethink their strategies. Of course, it's a lot of eco. Team 1 is starting to catch up, of course, but it will take a minute to catch up. A couple of units did get by on that western edge, take out a couple of mass points. Lots of facilities are down on that western edge for Mazd. They try to get in the rear, going after those engineers on some T1 point defense, but ends up being taken out before they could stop it. But at this point, the damage is done. It was more of a raiding party, more of a surgical strike. Teleporter at 34%, and it's going up pretty quickly though. So Team 2 needs to be aware of that. This early, not a lot of people think about teledefense, so not really. It's not really the thing that people would think about, whatnot. So there's not really a lot of people that's going to have it, unless there's been a lot of raiding attacks. It looks like Nomander is going to be the now primary air player. One Big Andy has kind of just built his facility and just said, nah, it's fine, you handle it, Nomander. So, yeah, there's a lot of Geminis here, so it does look like Nomander has taken over the skies here. We do have some assistance here for One Big Andy, but it's essentially 2 air players versus 1. Does ASF deal with, I think, a spy plane in the rear. We have the comm of Ryguy's falling all the way back and establish some tele-defense and saying, this is where I'm going to hide my comm and try to kill me is essentially what he's getting at. Lots of little holes on the map. Kind of looks like there was a previous battle here at some point. And apparently there's water underneath this ground, so don't dig too far. It'll just cause a giant sinkhole. But T3 Brick's going to force back T2 units, a couple of Titans as well. Team 1 needs to get those Percies online sooner rather than later. Titans are good for raiding, but not for, land army 1v1s. Not 1v1s, but battles, whatever the term is. In terms of the middle, we have a lot of Harbingers using that wall for a little bit of protection, saying, hey, how's it going? Those walls not really doing a whole lot. And they're reclaiming them anyways. Look at that. They're like, no walls for you. Stop it. Well, yep, there they go. That's hilarious. No more walls, says Harbingers. No more walls. Tear down this wall, Gorbachev. I think that's the quote. Anyway, in terms of Team 1's aggression, it does look like they've solved most of their whole issue, their bleeding issue on the west. The east, of course, not so much. We saw those Harbingers still sitting on that side of the pond. A couple of pillars are being attacked by Titans, and Titans will win that fight every single time. A couple of gunships are called to assist as well. Team 1, you got to have something planning. You got to have something in the works. Is Zelda going to teleport? No, he's not. Not at the current moment. If I go away, he'll activate the teleport, and I'll be annoyed that I missed it. But again, maybe he's going to get some spy planes out to see where he should strike. I mean, going after Nomander would be great. Killing the highest rated player in the game is always a good idea. I mean, you could take out his air grid as well to really cripple Team 2's air defenses and capabilities. There's not a lot of PD around him either. I see a couple of AA, but that's about it. There's a stealth field online, which is nice, but it's not going to obscure vision, so not really worth it. We have some sort of grouping here on the west. Looks like some spy planes going to get some nice intel here for Team 1's Zelda Fanboy. And they are being chased by ASFs outbound from One Big Andy, but unfortunately they are taken out by AA. You will see most of this side of the map. You can see most of it, but won't see any updates. We'll know where the comm is, but the teleport looks like it's going to be started here, and then he's going to teleport right back. You can see the the purple lines indicating, yep, there goes the activation. And the pings do get, the teleport does get noticed by Team 2. It's very far away from everything. You know, he could have gone after here to the east and taken out a huge air grid. But here it comes. I'm waiting. I don't see any movement here on the mini-map. Just a couple of shots fired back and forth. Spy planes on the eastern side of the map. Zelda fanboy teleports in. There's a T2 PGen nearby. It looks like there was some sort of a facility being established, and he's going to teleport right back out. But it doesn't look like there's much of anything for him to go after, unfortunately. T1 PGen's not worth it. T2 PGen also not really worth it at this stage. T3 is in range, though, so that'll be nice. Take out the headquarters. That's going to be nice. Is able to take out that PGen. Ravager was built, but he won't be able to do it again, unfortunately. Does cripple the energy here for One Big Andy. He's floating. He's getting some energy from his teammates, but does look like he's going to do it again immediately. Go after the air grid. T1 PD is being spammed up to protect that commander. You can see the range on that. He had one chance, one opportunity. The teleport is on screen. It is in vision. They can see it. So this is a very interesting hop, skip, and a jump to deal with this. Zelda has initiated his return home. Get a nice cascade effect. Gets most of that air grid. And we'll just say I'm good. See you bye. But T3 whalers are nearby. Zelda, are you going to make it out? He's already halfway done. Corsairs come in. He is not. Oh, there he goes. He's going to control K over those Corsairs. And that is it. Zelda fanboy is defeated by no Mander. It's now a 5v4 in favor of Team 2. War Machine goes, oh. The air grid has been crippled, but it's going to immediately be restored. Team 1 needs to fight back a lot harder. Son of Ibis does inherit everything that was once owned by Zelda fanboy. And that's the thing. He had the one attempt to go after something, and he decided... I mean, he took out some stuff, to be fair. But he didn't take out the main air threat, that is No Mander. And now we have a third pseudo-air player getting into the game here for Desert Wolf. This game going to turn into a huge air fight, possibly. And in terms of air numbers at 30 minutes in this game, players should be thinking how to end it. We do have a Monkey Lord on the front lines. I don't know if that's the first experimental completed, but maybe Tactical Nuke is started here by Mazdi. He has 2 veterancy. That'll quickly rise with that tactical missile on that commander, especially with the Billy Nuke version. Biplanes over the top going to get immediately destroyed. Lots of AA just lining everywhere. We have No Mander saying no. He has 29 SAM sites, Myrmidons. That is actually a lot of coverage. Essentially, no just passing spy plane will be able to come by. You need a large air force of them. His ASFs are going to sit behind his Monkey Lord to the east. That's a lot of Titans to go through, and still no Perseus. Well, at least a large number of Perseus. We are going to see some Perseus in this mix, but not a whole lot of them. Perseus do stop. That Monkey Lord is going to go straight for them, and the Perseus go, nah, I'm good. See you, bye. A couple of Triads are in range, but Cougars are firing at spy planes over the top. The Perseus then turn around and go, I probably should go for it. Monkey goes, now I don't want to engage now. See you, bye. We have Loyalists and Bricks in this mix, and of course Titans and Perseus, so both the assault bots and the main like T3 unit that most players build. We have a couple of gunships coming from, I think that's the air player of One Big Andy, I would assume. There are some Cougars in the mix. Looks like those are being targeted. The broadswords are being eliminated, though. Oh, that's a huge amount of engagement. The Monkey Lord is defeated, and due to the fact you have the high alpha damage from the Perseus, we have now assisting units coming in here for Team 2's orange player of Desert Wolf. And we even have units coming in for War Machine. It is a huge land engagement here on the eastern side of the map. Both teams want to claim this wreckage. That's a lot of mass starting to, just pile on top of one another. Perseus and Harbinger's now engaging, but Perseus, so much firepower with the combined efforts here from War Machine. There are some, gunships being brought in by Team 2's air player as well. We have a strap bomber going somewhere. Don't know where it's dead now. Don't know where it was going. We have a FAF being built to the east. That would have been nice to include in this. The large grouping of Perseus And we have bricks and harbingers and a couple of lobos, because why not? But it does look like Team 1 might get the better end of the deal here, or it might just be a wash. Team 1 needs to establish engineers right now. Team 2 is already moving engineers as we speak to scoop up that reclaim. It's a lot of reclaim. Let's take a look at how much currently on screen. We have 78,000 on screen. 10,000 almost is just from that Monkey Lord. So a lot of mass for both players, both teams to scoop up. And it does look like the attack does peter out in favor of Team 1. Transport's already on station. Rascom also on the... Actually, that's a Rambocom. Apologies. Is on station. 19,000 hit points on that thing. But because of the high alpha damage from those Percies, it will have to retreat. Takes out thousands of hit points per shot. There goes that Harbinger. And there just goes to show you so many Percies in the mix. So much high alpha damage makes a huge, huge difference. And that is a huge win for Team 1. Lots of mass. Funnel it into artillery. Funnel it into maybe some Novaxes versus a lot of UEF players. At least one of them has to have the idea to go for that. Monkeys are being built by Signal Runner in the west. We have a Fat Boy being built by Ryguys in the east. We have a secondary air grip being built by Son of Ibis. And we have a nuke launcher, which hasn't loaded it yet, but it's online at least. Billy Nuke has finished, and I'm assuming Billy Nuke has been loaded. It has. Where is it launching? The nuke actually is going to... Oh, that's a Billy Nuke from Son of Ibis. So we have Billy Nuke versus Billy Nuke. That is going to land in the middle of that army unless that army moves. That is a huge amount of mass that will just go up in smoke. I don't think that's the Billy Nuke. Well, maybe it is. No, that's just a regular missile. That's what I thought. We should see it pretty soon from both players. I want to see, like, Billy Nuke trying to kill Billy Nuke. That'd be very interesting. Bricks in the middle protecting the western side of that pond. Still another engagement to the east. Monkey Lord versus Monkey Lord, but that's a lot of restorers to deal with. They don't have a lot of ground fire capabilities, but they are known for their AA. And those ASFs are not enough. They are going to have to be thrown back. Cougars, SAM sites, flak, everything needs to be built here. And it looks like it's going to be T2 flak. Probably the better end of the idea here, just to get some nice AoE explosions. One big Andy finishes his experimental. Probably a Fat Boy, I would assume. We have a large group of Titans down here. They're probably going to face off with that army in the middle for that base there. Monkey is pushing forward, taking out a lot of Percies. Percy's firing at Percies. The Percies should be firing at the Monkey Lord, and they do change their targeting priorities. Fat Boy saying Zelda, the man in the chair here for his team. Fat Boy is in range, and it has a decent range on that thing. Look at this. He's able to attack everything right here. Billy Nuke does land in the west, takes out decent amount of infrastructure there. The Percies are cleansing the western side, assisting the Monkey Lord. Would probably like to see the Monkey Lord maybe handed off to Son of Ibis, or at least the Percies handed off to somebody, because you essentially have two different players microing these units, and it's kind of hard to, you know, micro them together. We have another Monkey Lord in the middle. I think that's this. Nope, that's a different one, because the Monkey Lord over here is trying to go after that Fat Boy, but it is not going to get close enough. Ravagers behind it. Love to see that. They barely shoot over that edge. Look at that. Barely shoot over it to kill that Monkey Lord. It is essentially on Team 2 side of things, and it will prompt an attack here by Nomander and assisting forces from Desert Wolf. But this attack to the west has done a huge effort in trying to just constantly threaten, I should say, the western edge, pull the attention more westward versus eastward. Lots of restorers in the middle, not as many ASFs as you would imagine. And so they're actually going to get just wrecked by Team 2. And there's some AA in the middle, but it's not a whole lot. Fat Boy constantly landing shot after shot. Monkey Lord is going to be running forth, going after anything in its secondary gun range. Biplanes on the east, trying to get a nice view of what's going on in the rear side of things. Don't see any sort of big plays. There is a crab in the middle being built by Team 1's War Machine, which is interesting. He's building... I guess that's fair. UEF don't have a good land experimental for direct, experimental versus experimental. I don't see any sort of other things. The nuke hasn't finished yet. The Calm of Mazdi still on the water, hasn't launched any Billy Nukes. Only distracted with dealing with other things. We have that attack coming in from those Monkey Lord and Percies. A lot of attention being diverted to this. We have a bunch of Triads and Ravagers. T3 Mechs are going down. Lots of flapjacks and other units being eradicated. The Percy's, you know, they did a decent amount of job. Doesn't kill the T3 Mechs at 300 hit points left. Ah, it's gotta hurt. And those Percy's will retreat. Doesn't matter, they're dead anyways. And in terms of mass, 1.7 for Team 1, 2.1 for Team 2. We should see some sort of game ender or some sort of artillery or something at 37.5 minutes. I don't see a couple of comms hiding together. I don't see anything in the rear. PD, bunch of quantum gateways being established. These QGWR32s. Quantum gateway, I'm assuming version 32 maybe? Or something 32, maybe version, rendition, whatever the case may be. No sort of game enders or artillery or even nukes for that matter from Team 2. I'm assuming they know about the nuke for Son of Ibis. I would assume it. Yeah, no, that is Son of Ibis. They don't know about it. That's very interesting. They do have Omni, just given the fact they can see essentially the entire map. But we have Rambo comms building an air facility on the front lines. They're building some air scouts. Very interesting. We have artillery raining in, trying to force back these units. More and more monkeys. The nuke has launched. Where is it going? And it's going to the west for this position. Is there an SMD? There is. It is not loaded. This will land. It will take out Maz D's main base. That has got to hurt. Team 1 has focused a lot on this western side, and they've got a huge gain here. That doesn't look like... I mean, they could have gone after Nomander. That would have been a great grab, taking out the air. He'll focus that SMD now. If this one was online, that was the one that would have protected it. But there it goes. Kaboom. Takes out all the core mass. A couple of T3 Mechs is still online, but it's severely handicapped Maz D. He's only at 82 mass a second. We have a Billy Nuke in the middle trying to intercept that. Colossus is emerging out of the water, and Harbor is coming in to intercept as well. Laser popping out of the water saying, hey guys, come in the water, it's fine. Come join me, it's perfectly fine. It's nice and warm. I heated it up for everybody. Especially with that nuclear fire coming in. No, I don't want to know about the mass fabs. Stop telling me about the mass fabs. It is still a 5v4 in favor of Team 2 at 39 minutes, almost 40 minutes in this game. Fat Boys are very, being pumped out by all of the UEF players, of course. We have Rambo comms on the front line. Would like to see maybe some shield commanders or something. But we have 3 monkeys and a crab with an additional monkey behind it from Team 1. And those shields are the main targets, taking out any sort of assisting structures. Fat Boy fire raining in constantly. There's one to the east. I feel like this Monkey Lord, they need to give this base a wide berth. The one Monkey Lord is down. The Megalith, of course, is the main target. They want to get into this main base, at least for Team 1. One Monkey Lord almost dead. Oh, that's got to hurt. A couple of those Rambo comms go up in smoke. And that monkey is almost dead. Laser opens up. Oh, targets the other Monkey Lord. It's down. Megalith turning around. That's never a good sign. Where is the air? Where is the AA? Where is the everything? There's bouncers back here. Throw those forward. Take out those gunships. There goes another Monkey Lord for Team 2. There goes the crab for Team 1. It is just a cluster here, folks, at 40.5 minutes. And those Rambo comms are going up in smoke. 2 more Monkey Lords still online for Team 1. The bouncers are trying to do what they can to take out those air forces. And it does look like they take out one of the gunships, but it is going to take a while to deal with those. There goes the other Monkey Lord, and there goes the last one. Team 2 does net most of that mass, considering it lands on their sides of things. And that has got to hurt here for Team 1. They had a nice push. Another nuke will launch. Where is it coming from? It's coming from Team 1, Son of Ibis. Where is it going? This SMD should have already been loaded. It's about to. That's not going to land. And it's going for this position, but the SMD is not loaded, and they're building a Novax, and there's a Fat Boy nearby. And I don't think this one will be able to cover it. Oh, maybe, depending on how far deep they go. Oh, it's going to be close. No, just barely. They edged it out. And there it goes. Kaboom! Takes out the monkey. Not monkey, but takes out the Fat Boy as well. Everything is gone. The mass is gone. 2 nukes have landed. They severely crippled Team 2's main bases. They've come back somewhat in the eco at 1.8 versus 1.8. Looks like a 1.9. Kind of going back and forth. Fat Boy versus Fat Boy Fire. This Fat Boy is going to die. It was too far forward. And Broadsword coming and will get wrecked as well. 41 minutes in this game. Team 2 still hasn't gone for any sort of game enders, any sort of artillery, any sort of nukes or anything. Wonder what they're thinking about in the rear. SMDs are loading. Don't blame them there. This one is loading as well. Bunch of RASCOMs. Essentially, that's a lot of where the eco's coming from is Nomander and One Big Andy, both at 600 mass each. Of course, Team 1's big hitter is Son of Ibis at 800, followed by, looks like, Rye Guys at almost 400. Restores on the western side. ASF are called to support. And of course, anything numbered in the thousands will kill anything. Lots of SAM sites, though, trying to churn through all those hit points. Need some flak in there as well to deal with that large group of forces. Billy Nuke is launching. It is inbound. Kaboom! Takes out some mass. Doesn't hit the shield. Or actually, I think it doesn't hit the shield. Percy support being built on the backs of those Fat Boys. Love to see that sort of, management and use of tech that the Fat Boys have. Those mobile factories. I don't really see that being used for the crab with its egg or whatever the heck that it drops. I don't see that used a whole lot. But I don't see, again, still Team 1. The only thing they have in terms of long-range artillery / nukage is the one from Son of Ibis. And he's done a decent amount of... Okay, so I get it. You want to save mass. I get it. You don't want to spend a bunch of extra mass in building another facility or PGen or quad PGens. But please don't put your large ticket items together. It just makes it a very tempting target for the other team to go after. You have a Mavor being built next to a Stone Anger who has almost another nuke loaded, and you have a mass fab, which is volatile, not good. And you need, yes, shielding here, everywhere. And I think Team 2's Nomander might be looking at that. Of course, they see the nuke and where it's at. Tac pack, please, says Desert Wolf. Tac launch, I think, is what Desert Wolf was talking about. Large group of restores to the west. Of course, they're trying to get close enough to that nuke launcher. There is 70% of ability, says Moz D. Yep, it is almost loaded. They're trying to edge out everything on this western side. Fat Boys are trying to take out this base. The shields are down. Son of Ibis is launching his nuke, or his Billy Nuke at least, going after these forces down south. And that is not going to feel good. The Percys are just going to be thrown forward to try to... Nope, and then they go, that's probably not a good idea. There they go. And they're going to get some of the restores in that mix as well. That's got to hurt. Make me an eye, says Nomander. Yep, nice T3. It's not an Omni. I forget what it's called. It's the radar. Essentially, you just put a dot on the map, and you're like, I can see whatever that is, or whatever there is, whatever the case may be. Very useful Aeon intelligence gathering tech. Comm says signal runner. Yep, the comm is there. There's no shielding nearby. The comm does have 22,000 hit points, though. And probably saying, hey, you should probably get out of there. A couple Fat Boys, not necessarily the best idea. There is a Monkey Lord in the water. Restorers go, oh, that's a juicy... Oh, I can't get it because it's under the surface of the water now. Did another Billy Nuke just land? I guess so. ASF hanging out down there. Of course, we have 3 air players for Team 2. In the form of One Big Andy, Desert Wolf, and Nomander. This attack to the east still just going back and forth. This is, there's actually a weak group of, defenses here. You could go east and then west and then east again. And essentially avoid both big, not encounters. Battlefronts, I guess, for lack of a better word. Monkey pops out of the water next to a bunch of Harbingers, and those Harbingers don't like that. And that's gonna die. And those Restorers are nearby. And there goes the Monkey Lord, dumping that mass on Team 2's almost doorstep. Team 1 still holding strong on this eastern side, but 2 Fat Boys versus 1 Fat Boy. Actually, there's 2 Fat Boys now. The 2v2, but there's a lot of shielding for both teams. It's gonna take a while to chew through all of that. Still almost 50 minutes, 46 minutes, almost on the dot. Still no sort of game ender besides the mavor that we saw.
Strategic launch detected.
And that's almost in the green. A nuke is being launched by Team 1 again. Team 2 has made no effort to try to go into that sort of game. There is a nuke, anti-nuke in the east, but it will not hit it. It does look like they've edged it out as well. Very good use of tactical awareness, making sure, okay, don't launch the nuke, don't land the nuke right, on the edge of that defensive ring for that anti-nuke. And there it goes, right on top of a Monkey Lord, 2 Monkey Lords, and a crab. That's gonna hurt. There it goes. Great grab here by Team 1's Son of Ibis. That's a lot of mass that's just evaporated. The Monkey Lords are the only one mass left standing. Everything else is gone. That has got to hurt. Fat Boy versus Fat Boy. Tries to hold off. It drops into the yellow. Whereas that Fat Boy also drops in the other. Additional shielding has dropped. Restorers are hanging back just to support. How's that mavor doing? We're at almost 7,000 hit points still. They don't know about it. They can know where the these Robodrones are, but you would assume that they would know about it. And he's going to build a satellite, because why not? Why not put all of your eggs in one basket? Because why not? All you're missing is a T3 Duke, and that's it. You have everything else. Standoff tactics for the UEF. T3 already somewhere, says Zelda fanboy. No. Oh, right here, right here. Right here. A 1 artillery has been built, and it's launching at the air grid, I'm assuming. It's it's attacking War Machine here. Unfortunately here, there's a huge opportunity that obviously they don't see. Nomander, you need to get some scouts up here. Obviously you can see the nuke. And now the did they see it? They do not. Oh, they curved a little bit too. Oh no. That's such a missed opportunity. You would have known about the mavor and that thing. Oh, pings do go down. No, still don't see it. Don't know what that's about. But the mavor, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it finish. And it's done. There it goes. Now launch that immediately at the T3 already down south for Nomander. And that's not going to go well. Team 2 needs to telesnipe that. They need to take it out sooner rather than later. That thing is a deadly, deadly weapon, of course. Very powerful artillery in this game. It's a giant artillery cannon. Is starting to fully extend itself, for lack of a better word. And there it goes. The first shots are being fired. Team 2's Nomander will at least recognize the explosion that is caused by the artillery shells. Biplanes are inbound to see what the heck is going down there. It's targeting the air grid specifically. That is a great target, of course. Taking out the air grid for Team 2 is, they're not able to respond, of course. But you see, there is the first artillery shell. It is inbound. And that is a nice placement. Takes out a couple of P-gens. Great grab. And there goes Artie, says Zelda fanboy, and says, kill this Artie, please, says War Machine. Yep, it is right there. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That does look like, will it reassign itself? Another artillery shell impacts, doesn't hit the P-gens. Nomander is kind of lucky in that regard, but the center of that air grid is down and out. Mavor says Nomander, yep, it is finished. Shields need to be built immediately. Protection needs to be built immediately. You cannot build enough shielding. Satellites are useful for intelligence gathering, but that is it. Nuke defense is one big Andy. There is no nuke defense. You probably need to get on that. Looks like there is a huge effort to see what's going on. Obviously, they know it's over there. Lots of units grouping up in the middle. We have a nice getting your feet wet there, Colossus. Just getting my feet wet, sir. Just hanging out. But the Perseus are inbound. And he's able to scoop up the Perseus because his arms are out of the water. That is nuts. Look at that. Shots are coming in all the time, of course. Pings go down and say, hey, you gotta deal with this. You gotta deal with this. It's funny. To scoop up stuff in the water. Artillery is now landing against the Mavor. The shield is holding strong for now. You need more shielding around that Mavor. You don't want to lose it. Last thing you want to do is, fuel all of that mass. And the artillery is down. They're going to build a Liberator now, a T3 strategic missile launcher. Emissary is halfway done here for Desert Wolf. Don't see dual. Oh my goodness, what is this? A quad Stone Anger facility coming online. So Team 2 now going full nukeage. A nuke has now been launched by Team 2 and is now going for this frontline position. That is gone. See ya, bye. Didn't last very long. Well, actually it lasted a long time, but it's not going to feel good. There are some Percys. They're probably going to hook a left in the right side of the map. There it goes. Everything is gone. Oh, lots of shielding, lots of artillery. Oh no. No. But the mavor is still firing its shots. It's not going to target those nukes that it was fired earlier. Satellite is almost done, of course, and then more additional shielding. And then shield, 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 shield. There's additional shield, more shielding. No shielding is enough. No amount of shielding is ever enough. And where is it going? It's going for the T3 air facility, maybe? Oh, actually lands right next door. Takes out a T3 Mechs. SMD range says, right guys. And SMD, what are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about over there. Move air says Desert Wolf, I think is what's commented down in chat. Yep, move air. We have an pullback of forces here for Team 2. There's a Colossus hanging out with a crab and a monkey. Unfortunately, the Colossus doesn't have anything but box of guns. Control Ks. Where? I don't see the explosion. I don't even see his comm. Oh, there he is. He's right here. Oh, he's in the middle of Desert Wolf space. Not a lot of damage, though. But I don't know why he left. Maybe connection issue, possibly. I don't know. Maybe he thought just because the mavor was there, the game was over. Artillery still landing against Nomander. Nomander has fled his main base, trying to reestablish himself with Mexes. Strategic missile launcher nuke silos are still pumping out missiles. They have SMD coverage, but that artillery needs to see that. Shields have been built. Where is the SMD? The last thing you want is for it to be taken out by a nuke launch. Wait, where is it? Is there seriously no SMD here? No, that can't be true. There's no way. There's no way. I just must not see it. It must be on screen and I don't see it. There's one back here. It's not even loaded. Yeah, there isn't one. What is this? What is this nonsense? You have a mavor, a nuke, and a Scathis. You have a satellite. Not Scathis, a Novax. And you don't have SMD. Are you insane?
Strategic launch detected.
And there goes the nuke launch right here. It could have gone straight for the big money shot and gone straight for that mavor. Very missed opportunity there by Team 2. Needed more scouting on that aspect. We have a bug escorting a comm. That's first for everything, I guess. Mavor still not landing on this position. There are 3 missile silos. This one over half loaded. Of course, we have the artillery that was, emphasis on the word was, being built. There's a nuke silo here. That's a little under half loaded. That position does go the way of the dinosaur. Yeah, Maeve has no SMD. Make SMD near Maeve. Says Zelda. Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with the no SMD thing? And he definitely didn't lose it because they would have saw it a lot earlier if he did have that SMD. But huge missed opportunity. That could have brought Team 2 back in this game, at least in terms of the artillery wars. They've made a lot of progress moving forward, at least northward. But the artillery, what's it going for now? I think it is now targeting those nukes, and they need to load this one quick. There goes the shield. It's down. More shields are being built. Satellite is nearby. Have that satellite assist. Takes out one of those nuke launchers and a satellite and a shield. Second comes in, takes out the other 2. Ooh. Well, that was your one and only shot to take out the mavor, and you messed it up. Well, didn't mess it up entirely. They just didn't notice there was an SMD. And the fact that there isn't an SMD still boggles me. And you're building a fat boy next door. Build an SMD. What are you doing? All Nomander has to do is load his missile and launch it. He's at 75% of the way there. And no SMD question mark might just be the title of this video. Why no SMD question mark? Why? Why no SMD? Why? Ravagers are being built, and you're still not good. What is going on? Oh, it is a 4v4. I forgot to mention that with the departure of Book of Guns. And if this, he is focusing this hard. No matter wants this thing loaded. I don't blame him. Almost 55 minutes in this game. If that mavor survives, I'm just going to be very, very impressed. There is a Galactic Colossus en route. Corsairs are inbound. A bug is inbound. Ravagers are being spammed up as quickly as they can be. Corsairs have dropped that Colossus into the red, sub 20,000 hit points. And here comes that, giant gunship of a bug. And it will drop that Colossus before it can even fire its main weaponry. And that has got to hurt. Lots of mass on that doorstep. Fat Boy is built. This is just ridiculous. There's no SMD. You're building a suits there because you're building literally everything but an SMD. What is wrong? Son of Ibis, what is wrong? Did you want to get away with not building a SMD or something? Gotta build an SMD. Oh, it's loaded. Please launch. Please, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. There goes the nuke. It is launching straight for that mavor. That mavor is DED. That thing is gone. That is a huge oversight here by Team 1 Son of Ibis. Hopefully that doesn't lose them the game. That would suck if that's why you lost the game. Because you had a game ender. You didn't have an SMD. Why? And here comes that nuke. And we are going to watch this thing land. Unless there's the stealth SMD that I don't see. This thing is going to land. And it is going to hurt. Here it comes. It's inbound. Kaboom! Takes out Mavor. Takes out Novax. Takes out Nuke Launcher. Bug and Monkey are still fine. But I can't believe you didn't make SMD. I pinged it. Yeah, what the heck? What the heck? War Machine? Everyone's like, what the heck? Yeah, that I feel. I mean, there was an SMD. No, there was not. Huge L. Give Aeon. DC got it? Question mark. No, there wasn't. There wasn't an SMD. I am proof of that. Everyone watching this video is proof of that. Some people even in the game are proof of that. There was no SMD. He must have just missed it for some reason. He thought he built it. He didn't build it. He probably got distracted doing something else. All that mass is gone. That has got to hurt. And then he builds the SMD. At 56 minutes, almost 57, builds an SMD. Nomander single-handedly with one nuke left online brings this game back to some sort of, equal playing field. Do we have any sort of plans to end the game from Team 2 now that they've come back from the abyss? No. There is a nuke launcher, so we have two of them now. No. And, no. What about Team 1? Do you have anything else in the clip? We have, it looks like there is an artillery plant here by War Machine. Air grid back here. Air grid back here. Air grid back here. Another Billy Nuke landing. And nope. So both teams have nothing going on except for two nukes down south. And that's it. This would be very foolish to establish some sort of artillery that far forward. But we are 57 minutes in this game, and it was literally blown wide open by Nomander himself. Oh, I probably would have said maybe Son of Ibis deserves the MVP, but maybe it was just he meant to build it. He probably queued it up, probably stopped construction of engineers. He canceled the build order. Maybe he thought it was there, but I mean, especially when you had a teammate say there is no SMD, get an SMD, and you just either don't read the chat or you just completely miss it. Huge oversight. I would have elected him for MVP, but I don't think I can for good conscience. So sorry, Son of Ibis, if you're watching this. I mean, you did a great job. You stealth essentially built a Mavor. That's great props to you. The fact that this position wasn't targeted initially by that artillery is insane. Know that the enemy had a nuke launcher. I know you wanted to take out the air grid there, Nomander, but that's just such a missed opportunity. Anyway, Fat Boys have been eradicated on the eastern side here by Team 1's Right Guys. He is pumping out Fat Boys like it's going out of style. 4v3 lost. And now those artillery will just punch anything and everything into oblivion. And are they building units on their backs? One of them is. And I think they're building... Yeah, they're building... No, those are building parachutes. Okay. Oh, parachutes, good idea. I would like to see some skyboxers. Maybe maybe some engineers for reclaim. That, I'm assuming... you can build engineers. Yeah, you can build engineers. So, like, get some engineers up there. Even T1, just spam up for T1 and start reclaiming. We have attack to the west here by the air player of One Big Andy with some Titans. The secondary weapons on the Fat Boy open up. You don't see them very often, but when you see them, you know that stuff is way too close. Fat Boy is charging forth. The shield is starting to fall. The hit points are starting to fall just slightly due to the Titans being underneath the shields. They don't do a heck of a lot of damage, but something is better than nothing, of course. Must win this, then we see mass for mavor. Oh, reclaim mass from mavor. Look like an eye. Oh, I think that's what he's building over here. Yep, there he is. He's building. Okay, so War Machine, do you have an SMD? Yes, you do. Good job. Good job. Yes, correct. More mass, please. War Machine's like, I want more mass. And Sigma Runner's like, how's 400? Take anything you can get at this point. We have one nuke ready to go. Almost another one ready to go. We have another one rebuilt here by One Big Andy. Nukes looks like it's the item on the menu here for Team 2. Artillery possibly planned here by Desert Wolf. A third one almost online, because this one I'm going to count as online because I'll move my screen away. I'll come back and it'll be loaded essentially. To the west, Team 2 has made a nice amount of progress again on that western edge of the map. Team 1 does look like they have a Duke online. I was like, what the heck is firing? So there's a Duke back here. Mavor is being pinged by Nomander. It's in the middle stages of construction. It's half dead or half alive. Take your pick. Unfortunately, unlike Halo Wars 1, that gun is still not online. That the Scarab in that game was online, and that's where the quote comes. Anyway, if you play the level, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very annoying level to deal with.
Strategic launch
Nuke has been launched by Team 2's Nomander, going for the little water here, thinking there's something hiding there. There's nothing. We'll kill this though. A lot of AA in that area of the map. Lots of ASFs just constantly circling, want to ensure nothing gets by them. Team 1 is losing the western edge of the map. Son of Ibis's main base is now essentially become the front line. A second nuke is now launching. Where is this one going? Here goes that nuke. Boom. Actually, doesn't even take out as much as I thought it would. It's going for this front line. Those units are retreating. Love to see that. Crab emerges out of the water, but it's just a little too short. Needs to... Oh, no. Oh, look at that. Just barely too short to ride the rides. Definitely unfortunate. Guys, let's get War Machine's Mavor up, says Son of Ibis. Yes, I agree with that. Funnel all of that mass into that. It's in the green. Over 6,000 hit points, 2,000 to go. And this has a decent amount of shields. Needs probably about 4 or 5 more. Needs at least, yeah, SMD, SMD, SMD. Probably one more SMD. Ah, there is one more SMD. There we go. 4 SMDs. Nuke does launch. Boom. Check Mavor with spy planes, says War Machine. What? Let me check the Mavor with spy planes. What are you talking about? What does that mean, check the Mavor with spy plane? Is there something being built that I don't know about? I don't notice anything. Oh! Oh, what is this? What is this, Nomander? You're building a Paragon. You're a Cybran in a UEF base building a Paragon. Huh. That's one way to do it. And there is an SMD nearby. That is huge for Team 2. If they can get that online and keep it, that might allow them to win this game. But they have to prevent the construction of that Mavor. But unfortunately, it's going to cross 7,000 here pretty soon. And as of right now, there are really no plans to deal with it. Large missile barrage is inbound. Going for this base, I guess? Or going for... I don't know what's going for. Do they still think something's in the water? No, they're going for this. Shield's about to come back online. Going to take out a AA emplacement and a Ravager, but that's about it. Don't know if that was worth all the mass. And the shield is going to come online pretty close to those missiles come. Oh, oh, oh. Does it finish in time? Let's see. 30. Oh, it's going to be close. It's, no. those missiles will come in and take out all the mass, and that's it. And the shield pops back online. So they'll wave off some of those incoming missiles. Don't know what is Desert Wolf's plan. Just trying to take out some early defenses or frontline defenses, I guess. Shield pops back offline, but the Mavor has been almost completed. 7,500 hit points, 500 more to go. How's that Paragon going? It's almost done. Wow, it's actually caught up in terms of percentages. So that Paragon is coming online essentially the same time that the Mavor is. Does Team 1 know about the Paragon? No, they do not. They think it's a they think it's a Mavor. That's why. That's why they said check on the Mavor. That's what they were talking about. So I guess a while back it was being built, but the Paragon is online. Limitless resources. Maz D is defeated by who is that? By Signal Runner? No, by Son of Ibis, I think. Defeated on the western side. This game drops to a 4v3 in favor of Team 1. Limitless resources are online for Nomander. He's going to pump out something, but I don't know what he's going to pump out. Maybe some more nukes. I don't see any salvation. We see a bunch of satellites coming online in the south. For one big Andy. We have a emissary coming online here. We have another artillery being built. That's going to be trying to be built as fast as possible. Mavor says War Machine. Still thinks it's a Mavor, which, you know, to their credit, they are going to target a big ticket item. You have Para give Mexes, says Desert Wolf. Assist, says Desert Wolf, assist this. But the Mavor shots, I think, are landing. Yep, there they are. They are targeting the unbeknownst to Team 1, the Paragon. And shields are being reduced to nothingness. More, the drone kennels are being built to, you know, obviously fuel the eco. More shields are being built to try to protect the Paragon. I would like to see the Duke fire on this as well, but that Mavor is getting pretty close. There it goes! Kaboom! Takes out the Paragon. You can kill the Para with Duke/Mavor, and doesn't even need the Duke. Doesn't even need the Duke's assistance. Targeting something else. There it goes. 1 hour, 5 minutes. Actually, technically 3, but 2 different game enders were built this game. One of which was built twice. We have a bunch of satellites down south. Just more and more satellites. We have Desert Wolf in the water down south. Team 2 is not leaving this game. We have 1:05 on the clock. We have a nuke almost finished. Mavor's just going to start to rip through everything. Emissary is in the green. And now I think the War Machine is targeting anything of importance. And the shield is offline around that. Nuke launcher there. Still alive. But the shield is going to take a little bit. There it goes. The nuke launcher is offline. Gath is at 40%, says Signal Runner. Oh, look at that. Wait, is that Nomander was building a Scathis. Look at that. That's kind of dangerous. Scathis also made a comment here by Right Guys. So they both notice it. Team 1 still pushing that eastern side, but they're not being super aggressive with it. I think the Duke can handle that, but nukeable, says Signal Runner. It is nukeable. There's no SMD around it. 3 satellites are inbound for Zelda. They pinpointed their location back there. I love the fact that Zelda fanboys still being very, again, in the game, very present, saying, hey, you need to do this. Hey, this is what's going on. Hey, let you know. Because it is hard to keep track of everything. Kill Nuke, then Sats, then Scathis. That I would agree with, because the satellites are going to have a hard time puncturing those shields, especially with more and more shields that should be coming online that they're not. But anyway, not that I have some, focus on taking out building shields or whatever. But strap bombers inbound here from Son of Ibis. They take out a couple of Rascoms. They don't take out those Novaxes. They do take out one of them. Look at that. One of them does fall. Look at that. Second one does die off. ASF's coming for the last hurrah, taking out a bunch of other enemy ASFs. Team 1 looks like they have air control. 1 hour, 7 minutes in this game. Strap bombers trying to go after something else. One satellite still online, but it reduces the threat significantly to the Mavor, of course. And I don't even know where that other satellite went. Oh, it's back here. Going after... What's going after? Going after exposed P-Gens. That's a great grab here, because that is not protected. Salvation, Right Guys, is under construction here. Of course, Nomander wanted to build one of those as well, because why would you not? Because you have a Paragon. Emissary is now online. Now the thing is, what do you target? You have a Duke and a Mavor to go after. I probably would target the Mavor, would be my thing. A second Duke coming online. But even if the Mavor gets killed off, you have 2 artillery versus 1. And I think there comes the first emissary shell. Gonna, I think, hit the... It's gonna hit this shield right here. Yep. There goes the shield strength. Gonna reset itself, of course, because it's down to 0. Second shot should be coming in pretty soon. A Novax being built under the same shield coverage as the Mavor. Build it somewhere else. Please, build it somewhere else. Shields are holding strong. They are starting to fall a little bit, though. They need some more assistance. Need some more shielding. Will the Mavor die? Who knows? 1 hour, 8 minutes in this game. The Nuke down south still online. The Nuke for Nomander is gone. The Nuke for Desert Wolf is gone. Looks like there was some sort of explosion earlier on. This Nuke has just loaded as well, so Team 2 has nuclear weaponry. Looks like the first disruptor is online. Mavor is targeting it directly, though. And there it goes, takes it out, thanks to a ion reactor explosion. And then the... Oh, actually, that shell doesn't hit it. Okay, well, one more shell should do it. There it is. There it is incoming. There it goes, takes out everything else there. The emissary is the last long-range weaponry online here for Team 2. But I don't see... Well, I guess there is the nukes, but that's it. How is the Mavor doing? Shields are starting to collapse around it. There's some... there are some shield presets. 52,000 hit points on those shields versus the 17,000. Great addition by War Machine to assist in protecting that. Even if the shield emitter goes down, which it just did, still so many hit points to go through for the shields themselves. Needs like 4 or 5 more, and then while these are hit, these main shields will come back online. That's a huge, huge tactical move here by War Machine to protect the Mavor. Because it possibly would have gone down to just 1 emissary, so these units are constantly circling. Love to see that, and I think the beginning of the end has started here for Team 2. I'm not speeding up just yet because Team 2 still has some sort of weaponry to attack Team 1, but the emissary is gone. They don't have to worry about that no more. It's just the nukes, but the Salvation is online as I say something. And the Salvation does get assistance with P-gens. Look at this. Look at this thing fire. It is very rapid. It's rapid in general, but still. It's targeting the Mavor, obviously, because why would you not target the Mavor? And those shields are being impacted constantly. The preset, SACU is like, oh, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Mavor's still online. How's the artillery doing? It is gone. As I take a second to look at it. Team 2, it's like they get right up there, and then they fall. And then they get right up there again, and then they fall. And they get right up there again, and then they fall. But it looks like multiple artillery online for Team 1. Oh, it's not enough. I saw the shields pop up very briefly, but that should be the last of those shells. 1, 2 Dukes in the east. There is a disruptor in the west here for Signal Runner. And that looks like it's it. What about Son of Ibis? Building some Novaxes to assist with vision and, of course, laser weaponry. But that is a lot of artillery. No more salvation for you guys, says Nomander. That's definitely disappointing. And I think that's it. I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit. Do +2. I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to miss any nice, juicy, like last-minute plays. We see UVF comm. We see Nomander should be Cybern comm. Don't have any laser on board. Nothing here for Desert Wolf, so no teleporting nonsense here. Like what Zelda fanboy did early on. He did it very early. And Nuke is launching. It is coming from Team 1, 2. Oh, it's 2. It's coming out to the west. There's a land attack with a bunch of Fat Boys. Fat Boys are going to receive some nuclear hellfire here. Here they are. They are inbound. They are landing. and it is not going to feel good. Taking out all 4 of those. Actually, only 3. This one gets clipped a little bit, but that's about it. 3 Fat Boys go down. Alleviates some pressure, but just the artillery barrages is just, it's too much for Team 2 to handle. 1 hour, 12 minutes, 19 seconds. It is not feeling good here for Team 2. Still have a couple of course, you know, strategic missile launches. The nuke's online, but you know, when Team 1 is throwing bugs at you and you don't really have a good response, not a good sign. Artillery doesn't care what it's shooting at this point. Taking out, I think it's just targeting mass at this point. Let's see, 2.4 to 2.2. Pretty good considering how much devastation has happened on Team 2 side of things. Nomaders on a transport, getting out of dodge, probably going to pop in the water down there. Going to make Team 1 work for it looks like. Strap bombers on the eastern side of things, going to wreck shop down here. And like I said, it is the beginning of the end for Team 2. Strap bombers are inbound. SAM sites. AA going to be able to wreck shop with those. I don't know what they're targeting. Oh, probably we're going after artillery, I guess? Don't know what they were going for. Who knows? Anyway, they are dealt with here. What's going on down here? Desert Wolf hanging out with a bunch of Rascoms, because why not? T2 on the way for Nomander. Maybe he'll go for teleporting nonsense. The Telemaser commander of the Cyberin variety. But you can just see the yellow dots just, you know, line the edge of the map, constantly firing. They'll only have 2 Dukes on the east. Of course, the Mavor in the middle. 2 Disruptors on the west side of things. Not shielded, but they'll just have a couple shields. Don't have to do the full kit and caboodle. Are we going to make it out or not? Are we going to make a game ender or not, says Nomander. I don't know if you have the mass, or, well, you have the mass, you just don't have the safety, I guess would be the way to put it, to survive. The Stone Ranger is going to go down. There isn't a, you know, nuke in the clip, so that's always good. It should be going down here pretty soon. Oh, shield is down. Still isn't dead, so that's very surprising. How is he doing? Teleporter on the way. Gun. Okay, hold on. We'll slow it down a little bit. You should be teleporting as we speak. There's a rally point there for some reason. Don't know what that's about. Oh, to bring engineers over there. Are you going to teleport, sir? Sir? Speed it up just slightly. Sir? Sir? Okay, probably not. Okay, go back to 2. Team 2, it does recall. They decide not to go for it. GG in chats by Team 1. Team 1 wins this game with 4 players left standing. And that was a great game. The fact that a Mavor was stealth built was great, especially when it was sitting next to a nuke launcher and it didn't have any SMD. Definitely a very sad moment here for Son of Ibis. Oh, gee, Son of Ibis, you do not get the MVP. You did a great job. I mean, you managed the air after the death of Delta Fanboy. You built the Mavor. You built this, you know, Novax. You built the nuke. Great job. Unfortunately, you lose some points just for the fact that this thing right here, this little tiny little square, is it was not built. So apologies to you. But in terms of MVP, MUP, I feel like War Machine, you know, had, you know, not as much of a good start in terms of his other players had a better start. I mean, you know, rapidly building T3 air, building a nuke, building a Mavor, that sort of thing. But he came back in this game, built a ton of defenses, built a Mavor. So I'd say, you know, he probably should be playing roughly at the same rank, I think, as Son of Ibis, if not probably about 1,400, maybe 1,500. But I can't judge ranks that well at this stage in my FAF career. But of course, let me know down in the comments if I'm right or wrong about that pick for MVP/MUP being the most underrated player of the game. Please like the video, subscribe down, hit that sub button down below or on screen, depending on how the time window goes for the pop-up on screen. And of course, thank you so much for watching. I hopefully enjoyed your Christmas vacation or holiday weekend, whatever the case may be. And again, thank you so much again for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one.